Good morning, everyone. Today I'll be presenting an environmental scanning analysis of the Great Barrier Reef tourism sector, focusing on how external forces and emerging trends are shaping its future towards 2030. The purpose of this presentation is to help identify the key opportunity and risks influencing the reef tourism and guide strategic decision for the sustainable development. The Great Barrier Reef, stretching along the Queensland northern coast, is the one of the most valuable natural assets and global tourism icon. However, it faces major challenges from climate change, coral bleaching, and increased regularity pressures. Regularity. In this presentation, I will begin with an overview of destination, then analysis the PESTEL Postal environmental factors, discuss key tourism trends, and conclude with the future implementation and recommendation for the 2030 strategy. The goal is to ensure the reef continues to thrive economically with being protected environmentally for future generations. The Great Barrier Reef is located off Queensland coast, stretching around 2,300 kilometers across nearly 3,000 reefs and 900 islands. It's the world's largest coral reef and UNESCO World Heritage Site. The reef attracts 2.3 million visitors annually, contributing around 6.4 billion Australian dollars to the economy and supporting more than 64,000 jobs, making it a major driver of the Queensland regional economy. Tourists visit for activities such as snorkeling, scuba diving, marine life viewing, island stay, and scenic flight. After the COVID-19 pandemic, the reef tourism industry saw a huge drop, began recovering in 2022 due to domestic travel growth and governmental support programs like Reef Assist and the Tourism Activation Initiative. This recovery has helped local programs like Reef Assist in the Carnies and the Whitsundays restore employment and tourism confidence. The reef remains both a global attraction and a critical economic lifeline for Northern Australia. Political and regulatory frameworks plays a major role in shaping the reef future. The Australian government Thrive 2030 plans focus on promoting sustainable tourism and low carbon innovation across the sector. The Great Barrier Reef Marine Park Authority, known as GBRMA, permits zoning and environmental regulation to ensure reef protection. GBRMA also aims for net zero emission by the 2030, encourages Green Star building certification for the sustainable infrastructure. During the COVID-19 crisis, the government provide support by waiving marine park and funding the reef protection initiative to help struggling operator on the global level. Australia collaborates with the UNESCO, Ecotourism Australia, and the Earthcheck to maintain eco certification and meet World Heritage obligation. However, political challenge remains. Balancing tourism growth with the environmental sustainability require consistent funding, strong climate policy, and international cooperation to preserve the reef global reputation and economic contribution to Australia tourism industry. Economically, Economically, the Great Barrier Reef is a powerhouse for Australia. It contributes approximately 6.4 billion Australian dollar annually and support more than 64,000 jobs, with the tourism making up to about 90% of this value. The next case, Brunulas and the Whitsundays depends heavily on the reef tourism for income and employment. Recent years have seen a strong recovery with the tourist spending in 2000 24, suppressing pre-COVID levels. However, economic pressure remains stronger. Australian dollars make the destination more expensive for the foreign visitor, with inflation and high fuel cost increase operational expenses for tour operator. Despite this challenge, the reef natural beauty and the global appeal continue to attract both domestic and international visitors. Sustaining economically stability requires dissatisfaction such as promoting ecotourism and stretching domestic travel market. In short, reef tourism remains vital for local economics, but long-term success depending on balancing profit with environmental care. Social factors also play a strong role in shaping the reef tourism future. Today, travelers are increasingly eco-conscious, with a 47% rise in demand for the nature-based and sustainable tourism across Australia from 2014 to 2023. Tourists are new for low-impact, conversation-driven experience where they can learn and contribute positive to reef production. Another major trend is the growth of the First Nations and increases tourism. Over 3 million trips in 2023-24 include the Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander cultural activities. Partnerships with the indigenous operators offers opportunity for authentic storytelling and cultural preservation. Additionally, after COVID, domestic tourism surged as Australian explores their own backward with a significantly boosted reef visitation. Population growth and environmental awareness, future increase interest in nature and cultural experience. Together, these social changes are reshaping the reef visitor profile towards more responsible, culturally aware, and sustainable behavior. Technology has become the essential to protecting the and promoting the Great Barrier Reef. Modern innovation like AI, drones, and underwater sensor help scientists monitor reef health, dental coral bleaching, and track marine life more efficiently. For example, the Reef Cloud platform by AIMS uses machine learning to analyze thousands of coral images in a minute. Environmental factor remains reef biggest challenge. Climate change has caused repeated mass coral bleaching events, which 2024-25 season making one of the worst decision in coral cover. Rising ocean temperature, acidification, and extreme weather continue to threaten reef biodiversity. In response, Australia has implemented the Reef 2050 plan, a long-term strategy backed by over 5 billion Australian dollar in investment through 2030. It focuses water quality, managing pollution, restoring ecosystems, climate adaptation, etc. Emerging trends. Looking ahead, several emerging trends are reshaping the future of the reef tourism. One major shift is the rise of the recreational tourism, where the visitor actively contribute the reef protection through the citizen science projects, coral planting, and clean up activities. Ecotourism and the low impact travel growth rapidly, with the operators promoting carbon neutral travels and renewable power vessels. Resorts are also investing in green buildings and waste reduction systems. In conclusion, the environmental scanning and analysis shows the Great Barrier Reef success toward 2030 on how effectively we balance